one day be phased out. The policy choice at that time was to support development of technology to find new sources of oil. And this included protecting oil resources all over the world by our military and staying away from renewable transportation fuels. Today, with the help of other countries, the U.S. has finally realized that the only way to keep our world moving forward into the future profitably is to develop renewable fuel from the power of the sun. And scientists know this, and oil companies are realizing this and are now investing into renewable fuel technology at an alarming rate. I mean, it's really surprised me the amount of money that's being put in that way. And if we continue with just petroleum-based fuel, the oil companies are going to lose their market shares and the profits that they enjoy today. So that's where we're basing our everything on, is that market share of what those oil companies are seeing. And truthfully, this is where we feel the problem exists in the future. Is in the last 35 years, supporting big business has not improved the issues with our energy or environment at all. Policy has created oil industry profits at the expense of the people. Wealth has moved farther away from the majority and into the hands of the few at the top of the pay scale. The average American doesn't have the money to build a facility to prove that we can be a large part of the solution to our energy and environmental needs. By developing a renewable source of energy to be consumed within our communities, we can create a more stable economy for the towns and for the people who live in these towns. The benefits of this idea extend beyond fuel alone. Our idea, one, will have a positive impact on social programs. It will provide support for educational development. It'll support value-added business, and it'll increase local tax revenues, and it'll do this at the expense of profit-driven agendas by people who don't live in our communities, that live far from our communities. Policy change in the last 25 years has increased poverty, and it's greatly reduced communities like ours. For instance, salmon's jobs have left our community, and they'll never be replaced at the rate we're going. Federal monies that have been invested into projects here in our community, they've been invested into areas that do not continue to regenerate jobs. The projects have been funded here stand dormant. They've become a burden on our community. We're having to maintain these facilities and try to get some benefit out of them. And at this point, there's one great one that's a real issue in our community, and that's that Sacagawea Center. The people think that it was a waste of the money, and it's done nothing for our community. Our belief is the solution to renewable energy and a healthy environment starts with the consumer. And when the consumer realizes the benefits to the environment, to the local economy, the use of biofuels developed within our communities will increase dramatically. Biofuels reduce global warming by consuming more carbon dioxide than is produced in the production process. A small biofuels facility will support businesses like a dairy and cheese factory, a commercial greenhouse, a research and development facility, and all the supporting jobs associated with them. More income will be available to create more tax base for our city, county, and state governments. For generations, people have moved away from using the land. Farms are disappearing at a rapid rate. Most of the industry today, whether it be food or services, the industry is fixed on growing profits that benefit only a few people at the top of the industries. We have a lot of waste filling our landfills that we can use to defer the cost of running a facility like this. Researching better methods and materials in production of fuels, negotiations between all parties involved, and understand the impact of transportation fuel on our community can maximize profits here by eliminating the middleman and regenerating an agriculturally based economy. And so we basically, we're not asking for a handout. We're asking for a chance to prove that a small community around our country with the proper support can contribute to the resolution of our world's energy and environmental needs. By supporting a biofuels development, facilities development, our government can give back directly to rural areas that have been hardest hit. It'll give life to struggling small business, create a stable, self-sustaining market for our goods and services, and it'll let small communities compete in a rapidly changing world economy, reduce poverty to the lowest levels, and bring back pride to the American people. So that's where we're going with our project.